Hey HooHacks, this is the team Get Ready for VT Hacks 9, and this is our project Axly, which is a web app for connecting people with disabilities and accessible establishments. My name is Zain Hasnain.
I'm Patrick Riley.
And I'm Brian Weeder.
So in this presentation, we're going to be going over our problem in our project, and then going over a project demo and some of our future plans for the project. So 1 in 4 adults in the US live with a disability. So many people are impacted daily by their disability, and it's important for them to have access to information that allows them to find the right place for them, whether it's a restaurant, an establishment, doctor's office, anything like that. And going over a problem, a lot of that information is just not accessible to them, whether it's just flat out not there. A lot of it is outdated, especially on like Google Maps pages. It's not kept up to date, and a lot of it has a frustrating or non-existent UX design. So our project Axly allows people with disabilities to create and view reviews of restaurants based on their accessibility for people with various disabilities. So people can create and view reviews, and you can filter based on certain disabilities, whether it's like wheelchair accessible seating, does this place have deaf accessible crosswalks, braille signs, elevators, things like that. And we have a comprehensive database where we query data sources so we can have more accurate accessibility information for people to view. And we have an interactive map so people can find establishments near them. All right, and here we can take a look at Axly with our project demo. I will hand it off over to Brian.
I can't screen share.
Oh, what?
You can't screen share.
Hold on. Try now.
Yep, now I can. So this is the Axly website. Currently, we have a map where it shows markers for every single location that we have data for, as well as we have our list where it shows whether or not each of these locations is partially wheelchair accessible or fully wheelchair accessible. And so you can see that we have, through our database and API, we have a list of locations here within Blacksburg, but it would be wherever the user would want to see, and whether or not they're wheelchair accessible fully or partially, as well as in the future whether or not they have ramps, deaf accessible crosswalks, braille signs, elevator, etc. Yeah, and then we'll jump into the code, I guess. So for the front end, we are utilizing React.js. So nothing too fancy there, just React as well as Material UI. And then for our back end, we are using Python. And we are using Python as well as the Datastrax Astra managed Cassandra for storing the information, as well as we found a accessibility cloud that has a bunch of information about businesses and how accessible they are. And all of this is hosted in a Google Cloud virtual machine on Compute Engine. I don't know. I was trying to keep that quick. Is there anything else I should talk about?
All right, thanks for that. Let me hop back into the presentation. Yeah, so that was the demo of our project. Some things we're going to implement in the future, if given more time. And one thing is incentivizing reviews. So creating a system, probably a badge or some kind of gamified system, which incentivizes users to leave reviews on our site. Finding more reliable data sources for disability data. A lot of the data is not publicly viewable, and a lot of the data would be from reviews from individual people. But of course, since this isn't a publicly available app, we don't have that information quite yet. And then we're going to be expanding our disability search. So users can search for more disabilities, things like accessible seating for people with disabilities, accessible cutlery if people have like issues with fine motor skills, things like that. And lastly, accessibility features. We attempted to implement this, though we ran out of time. But we were going to add accessibility features for people with disabilities for our site. So there's things like changing the text sizes, adding possibly a one-handed mode, and button captioning for people using a screen reader. All right, that's been our project, Axly. Thank you, the HooHacks team and MLH. You've done a spectacular job organizing this event. And if you liked our project, then please vote for us. It definitely helps us out. So thank you so much.
We have a minute.